Around the World in 80 Days, Part 1. This is the year of 1872, and we are in the cold weathers of England. And today is an historic day. But before we begin this story, remember that every historic day begins with someone legendary. And that someone in this story is a special man, Mr. Phileas Fogg. Wait, where did he go? Of course, it's time for Mr. Fogg to have his tea. So, as I was saying, this is the story of Mr. Phileas Fogg, a man who times everything he can.
This is not acceptable. My new assistant was supposed to be here by a whole minute back. That's 60 seconds, Miss Abel.
Yes, Mr. Fogg?
Make a note of this unacceptable behavior.
Should I also calculate the time it took for you to fret over it, sir? Though Mr. Fogg was one of the wealthiest men in London, no one really knew where his wealth came from. And this obviously made others gossip about this secretive man.
I heard that he secretly mines gold.
He invites people at home and robs them. So secretive and quiet was Mr. Fogg that nobody dared to go talk to him. Not that Mr. Fogg ever complained. He didn't like visitors and other people anyway.
This must be him. Monsieur, apologies. I was expecting your help to answer the door. Are you aware that you are a total 65 seconds late? Oh, I ardently apologize. Again, Monsieur? Stop wasting more time and come along. You have exactly 42 minutes to get yourself acquainted with the house and do all the pending chores. Miss Abel here will help you with everything you need. Whoa! What is this thing? I call it Miss Abel, since she is able to do all that I cannot. Monsieur? I refuse to believe there are things you cannot do. Enough chatter. Get started. Wow. Monsieur doesn't like to talk much, isn't it, Miss Abel?
Here is the dusting cloth from the upper room. You could start with dusting the antiques here.
Sure. Thank my stars, Mr. Fogg cannot do that. She is truly Miss Abel.
One of Mr. Fogg's achievements was that he was part of the Reform Club. It was coveted by many, meaning that many people in London desired to be part of this club. But however, it was offered only to the most prestigious and intelligent people. And everybody at the Reform Club was sure that Mr. Fogg was not a worthy member.
Oh, it's plain truth. He is here because of his money.
Phileas, so good to see you, lad. Have a seat.
So, tell me, Mr. Fogg, what is your take on the current situation on the Suez Canal?
Oh, let the lad breathe.
He is but the most prestigious and young members of our club. I am making sure that he is up to date, so that the name of our club is not pulled down because of one wealthy man.
Don't pay any attention to him. He is just bitter because they've decided to up the yearly membership fee of the club.
I am aware that people don't like me here, but I am worthy of being here, Arthur. You know that. My ideas and inventions can usher us into a modern society.
Oh, really now? Like your idea of a machine that does house chores? I know someone else who's as smart as you are. It's in the papers today. Some overconfident person claims that with the opening of the new rail section in India, can make it possible to go around the world in 80 days.
Greenwick, enough.
Ignore them, Phileas.
But Mr. Fogg wasn't listening. He was already onto something. If from here, 7 days, 12, and now with this new route.
Phileas, what happened?
This article is not crazy. It's possible. it's possible to circumnavigate the world in 80 days.
Oh, have some mercy on us. You are no good for this club. You will single-handedly bring all of us down.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Of course. Yes, very much so, yes.
People, he is but just a young lad. He doesn't know what he is talking about.
But I do. If one calculates the distance, time, and the ways of transport, then with this new route, one can travel around the world in 80 days.
Enough! You have wasted our time and diluted the respect of this prestigious institution. Your membership stands cancelled right now. Who's in favor?
Mr. Fogg was shocked to see how much he was hated in his own city. But he refused to give up.
All right, let's have a wager then.
A wager?
Yes, a wager, a bet. To be a part of this prestigious club, or not, should not be decided so easily without any proof. I will prove that one can circumnavigate the globe in 80 days. That means I, Phileas Fogg, will travel around the world in 80 days. Wait, it's not over. If I fail, then I will surrender my membership with the club, and along with it, give away my house and half my wealth. That is 20,000 pounds of money.
Phyllis, don't be crazy, lad.
Oh, don't stop him, Arthur. He is a grown-up boy. He can make his own decisions. Very well, Mr. Phileas Fogg. Now that you are so confident about your claim, I would like to sweeten the deal. If Mr. Fogg succeeds in his crazy journey and returns on the 80th day, then he shall be named the president of the club for 5 long years.
Now this was interesting. Mr. Fogg very well knew that once he gets to be the president, that he can finally bring all his inventions out. The Reform Club was run by some strict people who surprisingly hated change and reform. This could change everything.
But remember, Fogg, if you fail to go around the world and be back here on the 80th day, no matter for what reason, you lose your house, the membership with Reform Club, and half of your wealth.
I agree.
And that was that. The beginning of a historic journey. But on the other end of London, a different story was taking shape.
Inspector Fix here. How may I help you? What? The Royal Bank? The locker?
Someone had taken something very important from the locker of the Royal Bank of England.
Tell me, what did he look like?
Tall, young, blue eyes, lean.
Tall, young, blue eyes, lean. You know what do I see, Passepartout? I see 2 men going for the journeys of their lives. Aren't you excited? Now that I know I am coming with you, I am buzzing like a bee, monsieur.
Mr. Fogg and Passepartout packed their bags and were out of their doors, putting his career, half his wealth, and his house. Mr. Fogg was scared and excited at the same time.
My calculations are not wrong, Passepartout. Now, nothing can stop me from becoming the president of the Reform Club.
Little he knew that troubles were right around the corner, literally speaking.
Stop the cart right here! Inspector, what seems to be the problem? I am here to arrest you for stealing the Royal Bank of England. You will be in police custody till further investigation.
What? But remember, Fogg, if you fail to go around the world and be back here on the 80th day, no matter for what reason, you lose your house, the membership with Reform Club, and half of your wealth.
No!